Hello everyone. So let's start with the chapter 6 Study of Continents North America. So let's discuss about the formation of continents. What is continents? The large land masses forming part of Earth's surface are called continents. The major landforms of the Earth's surface were formed over 3500 millions of years ago and have been undergoing constant changes. The concept of moving continent has been tracked back to 1858 when continental drift theory was first developed by Antonio Sneeder. In his theory, he tried to explain the arrangement of continents and ocean basins. As early mapping gained accuracy, some observers noticed a symmetry in the western coast of Africa and the eastern coast of South America. Many theories were put forward in this course of time. However, Alfred Wagner, a German meteorologist, presents his theory of continental drift in his book The Origin of Continent and Ocean. Wagner, who is today regarded as the father of concept, based his theory not only on the shape of the continent but also on geological and biological evidence. According to Wagner, the Pangaea was surrounded on all sides by an extensive water mass called the Panthalassa or the primeval ocean. He believed that the Panthalassa started breaking up in the Carboniferous period and the present shape and relative position of the continent are the result of fragmentation of Pangaea by rifting and drifting apart of the broken land masses. He was also of the opinion that the continents are made up of seal and ocean basins are made up of sima. Seal, being lighter, is floating over the denser sima. So, this is the continental drift theory put forward by the Wagner. And in this way, the continent forms. So, the main continent in order of their size are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. And the great ocean in order of their sizes are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. So in this chapter, we will discuss about one of the continent, that is North America, which is the third largest continent in world. It is believed that it was first discovered by the Vikings in the 10th century. Later on, an Indian Italian navigator, Christopher Columbus, reached West Indies in 1492, believing he had reached India. However, another Italian navigator, Americo Vespucci, actually touched the mainland in 1497 and the continent was named America after his name. Let's discuss about the location and extent of North America. As you can see here, North America is located in the western and northern hemisphere. Latitudinally, it extends between 7 degree north and 83 degree north latitude. Longitudinally, it extends between 53 degree west and 180 degree west longitude. North America is surrounded by ocean except in the south it is joined with South America by the Isthmus of Panama. North America is bounded by Pacific Ocean in the west, Atlantic Ocean in the east, Arctic Ocean in the north, and Caribbean Sea in the south. North America has a smooth coastline with many wide openings along its coast. It has many gulfs and bays, such as Gulf of Mexico, Hudson Bay, and Gulf of California. Let's see the political division of North America. North America's main countries are Canada, United States of America, and Mexico. Together, these three countries make up about 95% of the area of North America. The country of south of Mexico are together referred as Central America. Islands. There are many islands in the Arctic Ocean lying to the north of the continent. Of these, Greenland is the largest island. It is the biggest island of the world. Some of the other islands are Baffin Island, Victoria Island, and Ellesmere Island, which belongs to Canada. The island of West Indies form a chain of small islands in the Caribbean. These include Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, and Dominican Republic. Now, the drainage of North America. The most important drainage system of North America are the following. The first is Mississippi River. It is the major drainage system of North America. It is the master stream of the Mississippi, flow southward through the central lowland and drain into the Gulf of Mexico. Second, River Colorado. It rises in the Rocky Mountains and flow into the Pacific Ocean into the Gulf of California. It passes through deep and long canyon on its way. Third, St. Lawrence River. It originated at the western end of Lake Superior and drained into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Here, Niagara Falls are world famous. Third is Mackenzie River. It is the major river of Canadian lowland and flow northward into the Arctic Ocean. The Great Lakes of North America are freshwater lakes including Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, and Lake Ontario. These lakes provide inexpensive transportation. Large ships from Atlantic Ocean can reach the interior as these lakes are connected to the Atlantic Ocean by the St. Lawrence waterway. Now let's discuss about the major physical features of North America. North America covers a vast area as such. It is characterized by a wide variety of landforms. North America can be divided into the following four relief regions. First is the Canadian Shield, the Eastern Highland or Appalachian Highland, third the Central Lowland, and fourth is the Western Cordillera. Canadian Shield. It is also called Laurentian Shield after the Laurentian Plateau. It covers the eastern and northeastern part of North America and occupy about half the area of Canada. The St. Lawrence River in this region is the busiest inland waterway in North America. This region is made up of hard rocks. The great slopes of Canadian Shield are toward the Hudson Bay. The glaciation of these rocks result in the formation of number of basins which are now lakes and swamps. The Great Lakes Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie and Ontario forms the southern boundary of the Canadian Shield. The famous Niagara Falls are located between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. Now let's discuss about the second physical features of North America, that is the Eastern Highland or Appalachian Highland. The Appalachian Highlands situated along the eastern side of the continent and are the Old Fold Mountain. It is also known as the Eastern Highland. The two main mountain ranges are Blue Ridge and Allegheny. Once upon a time they are very high but have been reduced in height due to erosion over millions of years. Many Swords River originated from the Appalachian Mountain and flow into the Atlantic Ocean. Some of them flow swiftly and hence provide suitable site for the hydroelectric power. Hudson River is linked to the Great Lake through the Erie Canal. To the eastern of Appalachian is a low plateau region. This region is known as Piedmont Plateau. Piedmont Plateau acts as a barrier between the Atlantic coast and central lowland. Now let's discuss about the third physical feature, that is the central lowland. The central lowland lie between the western Cordillera and the eastern highland, covering a distance of 2000 km from east to west and 6000 km from Arctic Ocean in the north to the Gulf of Mexico in the south. These lowlands are drained by river Mississippi and its tributary. The lowland are thus a river basin having fertile soil. These are very important for agriculture point of view. The third physical features, that is the Western Cordillera. The Western Cordillera are a number of mountain ranges parallel to each other. These ranges are about 6,500 kilometers long. They extended from Alaska in the north to Panama in the south along the western coast. The Rockies are the easternmost chain of the mountain and have important ranges of the coastal region. The formation of this fold mountain was accompanied by great volcanic activity. At present, it has one volcano. Mount McKinley in Alaska is the highest peak in the Cordillera region. The Wonder Lake in Denali National Park in Alaska is very famous. It is surrounded by mountain ranges. In between these parallel ranges lie a number of intermountain plateaus. Some of chief plateaus from north to south are the Alaska Plateau, the British Columbia Plateau, the Great Basin, the Colorado Plateau, and the Mexican Plateau. These plateaus are separated by depression and fertile valleys of river. The largest among the plateau is the Great Basin. It is the largest basin of inland drainage in North America. The river from this area do not reach the ocean. Therefore, the Great Salt Lake is an example of such a lake. The Colorado River is the main river in this region. It has cut a deep valley in the soft rock forming deep gorges. At some places, gorges are about 1800 meter deep. Such long and deep formed in the area of soft rock are called canyon. The Great Canyon of Colorado is world famous. It is largest canyon. Cordillera have a number of active volcanoes and hot spring in the north, especially in the Alaska. For example, the Great Mountain Geyser. These volcanoes are a part of Pacific Ring of Fire which surround the Pacific Ocean. The Old Faithful is the most famous geyser, that is a fountain of hot water. It is situated in the world famous Yellowstone National Park in the United States of America. So here we come to the end of this chapter, that is North America. Thank you and have a nice day.